It's time for the second Rise of the Golden Idol DLC, the Lemurian Phoenix. This seems to be to do with the story of the historian and that guru we saw in the one picture before. Prepare for the strange saga of the Lemurian Phoenix, in which ancient prophecies, divine revelations, and royal decrees shape history. Ooh, new sort of map. Welcome to... Thank you for playing Lemuria. Is that how it's supposed to look? I don't know. But yeah, I guess we've got one case and we're going to investigate. Royal blood. Celebrations turn sour at Tikor Palace. Okay, we've got Your King Loves You. Don't forget to tune in to 104.9 FM for His Majesty's Solstice speech on Monday. Okay, so this is current day Lemuria. Goodbye, goodbye, off we go, driver. Okay, so this outfit actually is familiar to us from the original game, right? Because that was what the Lemurian priest was wearing back then, right? So they're still having that outfit. We've got some people on this balcony here. The old fart edited out all my best turns of phrase and replaced them with played out cliches. My section's going to sound so pathetic. When I'm queen, I'll give the public something to tune in for. She's in the royal family then. She's expecting to take over at some point. Give it a rest, sis. You've as much chance of wearing that crown as the sun does of rising in the west. I'm next. Get over it. Okay, so they're siblings. Like, they're the prince and princess. But he's expecting to be king. Are they still doing the ritual with the blades and all that? Well, look who's dashing off as soon as their section's been recorded. Good riddance then. More grub for many. You're invited to something. Dear Mr. Lebo, you are cordially invited to attend the King's renowned summer solstice celebration at Tikor Palace. The festivities run for 24 hours, commencing at 4 p.m. on Saturday, with traditional dancing in the ballroom at both sunset and sunrise, the refreshments on the balcony throughout. Naturally, His Majesty will be occupied in meetings with his various advisors, fine-tuning and recording the sections of his speech they have each written, ahead of the national radio broadcast. However, his two charming children will be available to represent the family. Sincerely, Tikor Palace. We're naming people again. Well, he's saying like, oh, more food for many, and he's got Mr. Lebob, so he might be many Lebob. Let's get that locked in before I forget. And we'll have events as well, but we'll leave that for now. I assume there is more. Yes, more to explore. We've got some painting on the wall. King Lutri Manzik. Is that the current king then? And then other pictures. King Lorien Manzik. Okay, so that's the different kings. We will have to figure out which one is which maybe. King's quarters, ballroom, balcony, king's cabinet, checkpoint, princess quarters, okay, the palace layout. And then, yeah, we've got people here. Becca, really? It's now well past my meeting time. Why can't you just let me be? Okay, he's talking to this woman about something. Your Majesty, happy summer solstice. I hope you will enjoy this fine champagne. Okay, he's like bringing things to the king. Outside visitor protocol. Arrival. Mrs. Shabak will meet you at the outer gates. From there, she will take you through security and into the waiting hall. When His Majesty is ready for you, he will call for Mrs. Shabak to let you into the cabinet. Departure. When His Majesty is finished with you, he will call for Mrs. Shabak to let you out. She will then escort you either off the palace grounds if you're not attending the celebration, or back to the ballroom or balcony if you are. Okay, so that's it. So when he's saying like, Becca, you know, leave me, whatever, is she Mrs. Shabak because she's guiding him around? Please be patient. I'm only following the orders His Majesty gave me when his last meeting ended. He clearly stated that he will tell us when he is ready and that I am not to disturb him until then. And she's got this note: meetings in cabinet, evening, meeting 1, Princess Liva, High Guardian, Justice Minister, midnight, Intelligence Director, morning, Prince Zarek, the first Sentinel, and Propaganda Chief. Oh, that's a lot of words. Many words. Okay, so her name is Becca Shabak then, if she's doing the guiding. Becca Shabak. They may be the prince and princess named in the piece of paper then, because it was like Liva and Zarek, and I assume they will have the same name as the king, as in the surname. Yes, so we have Princess Liva and Prince Zarek, so I'm gonna put that there since they were identified as the next to the throne and stuff like that. We have got some cards. Bass has probably spent more money reframing those paintings of his vanity and his predecessors than I will earn this year. This man is holding a loaded rifle with a bayonet attached, okay. Order for Tristan Zeldov. A guard cabinet door throughout Solstice celebration. No one is to enter or leave unless ushered by Mrs. S. If you ever must leave your post, for example bathroom break, ensure all one of the other guards covers for you. It cause eye on visitors waiting in the hall. Okay, so his name is Tristan Zeldov. That's an easy one then. Unless he stole someone else's orders. And there's those other guys, but they're not. Okay, we've got place, gift here, and like no weapons. Okay, because this is like a checkpoint. So you go through the gate, but you get to leave your gift on the side. But that means someone could smuggle something inside a gift if the gift is not going through the checkpoint. So further, no, that's outside. We're going in through this door. Up, yep, someone stabbed him. He's done for. We've got more pictures. Yeah, King Vano Manzek. Are they all Manzek? King Oren Manzek? Yes, they all seem to be called Manzek. So that might be the name for the king. And then yes, trapdoor is unlocked. There's a trapdoor under the guest chair, but I assume that's for I don't like you guest. Yeah. Drops through the floor. Okay, well, yeah, if all of them are Manzek, then I would say that likely the princess and the prince are Manzek. Gonna have to figure out who this guy is to keep the meeting based on this list she has. You know, what time of day is it? Because, like, someone's leaving, right? The palace, because they were commenting on it. So this is whoever was there for a previous meeting. And she's saying, I can't let you in until His Majesty says, but obviously His Majesty is dead, so he's never gonna say. Okay, so he's dead. Yes, he's not breathing. That's it. There is a tea and crumpets. You have crumpets with your tea, not biscuits or anything. And then we have gifts, right? One of the gifts is a circle disc, yes, an ancient Lemurian seal, but now we know them to be discs, and this one has some data on it. And I think actually circle disc ends up in the hands of the people from the main game later. 1795 wine or, yeah, something from there, and with the symbol for one of the virtues that were from the original game. Vase of flowers, small vase of flowers, bejeweled ornamental frog, ornamental egg, a bronze statuette. You know what this bronze statuette looks like? It looks like this guy was holding some sort of weapon that he would be attacking the snake with, but then that could be removed and used for stabbing someone. Yep, someone snuck something in as a gift, I'm telling you. There is bin, yes, there we go. There is a dagger that looks like that. It's wrapped in some paper or cloth, and there's like a yellow ribbon. Might be important. There is a recording device. I assume for the speech thing. Your Majesty, here is the section I have prepared for your Solstice speech. Resolve. The day Lemurians shy away from bold decisions, we are finished as a society. This is why the orders I have given recently do not disturb me. Until I tell you I am ready to end our struggle for unity, you must all embrace it. Okay, they're having some internal political struggles, which might have been the reason why would someone wanna off this guy. There's also a large vase of flowers I missed here. And there's a locked window. Yes, well, I mean, if someone stabbed him, then they could have just left as if I've just finished my meeting, I'm leaving, right? Although he's supposed to announce it through the speaker so that the woman knows to take the person away. Or yes, they could have just left through the trapdoor and they're like, yeah, the meeting's just taking very long time. Or they enter through the trapdoor, who knows? Where does the trapdoor go? So yeah, we gotta name the people. Well, this is the king, right? One of the pictures is of him, and we have to figure out which one's him. Like, are there like additional details on the pictures? Yes, there's trees. There's this tree behind them, right? So here, tree is big and covering the place. Here, the tree is very small, so that's an older picture. Here, the tree is medium size, and here, the tree is slightly bigger, which would imply that this is the current king, right? Because this is the most recent picture of the biggest tree. So he's called Blue Tree. Lutri Manzik. So then, yes, the person that's leaving in the priest cape, and then the person that's waiting for their meeting. So she has the list. Like, is it evening or is it morning? Oh, there's this thing that says which way the whole thing is facing. So I think we need to figure out, because it's not midnight, right? The sun is out. So we're supposed to say, oh, the sun is coming, you know, sun is coming from that direction. Sun is coming from over there, right? Because the shadows are cast this way. The same here. The sun is coming in through this window, right? And then it's darker on this side. Meaning that, where are we? This is the checkpoint, and this is the king's cabinet, which means we are looking into this corridor from the ballroom door, like we're looking down this way. And so those windows are on the east side, and therefore it is sunrise. It is the morning now. So he was meeting Prince Zarek, the first Sentinel, and then the propaganda chief. Well, we know Prince Zarek is just hanging out on the balcony here. So he may have already, I mean, he's probably already been. So, and the first Sentinel is the person leaving in the car then, because he just had his meeting. So the first Sentinel, and therefore this is the propaganda chief. Yep, that's all done. And so what are the events? As someone hits something, someone killed him. Okay, so as the king, so as Lutri Manzik, record, yeah. So here, if we go to this room, we can actually see that there's a blood trail, right? So he was sitting in this chair doing the recording of his speech, and then he got stabbed, and then he moves to this chair while he's dying, and then he dies. So I think makes sense to say that as he was recording his speech, someone killed him with a dagger from the statuette. Afterwards, the killer moved him. Okay, they moved the body. He didn't walk out of that chair into this chair. To escape, someone did something, and for who then? Yeah, so I know there's a trapdoor, and they're trying to be like, oh, unlock trapdoor. But this seems like more of a trap that they use for visitors that they want to entrap for whatever reason. Oh, yeah, the curtain, the thing in the bin is the curtain from here, because that one's missing. But yes, I think they may have just left just normally. Yes, I'm only following orders His Majesty gave me when his last meeting ended. He clearly stated that he will tell us when he's ready, and I am not to disturb him until then. Yes, but that may have been the other person just using the intercom to pretend they're the king and like, oh yeah, don't disturb me for now, please. But then what? Like, the first Sentinel was the person whose meeting just ended. So the first Sentinel killed the king? To escape, first Sentinel, what did he do? Something and something, it for who then? Someone let the killer out? Let the killer out. So did they like play the message to the woman to say, oh, like, take this person out? But it wasn't really the king. So yeah, to escape, first Sentinel played the tape and unlocked, no. And they played it, so there's something with the tape. They edited the tape and played it for Becca Shabak, who then let the killer out, yes. So the trapdoor was just a distraction. Okay, that's all done. Yeah, solve the scenario. The first Sentinel was able to get a dagger past security because it formed part of his gift for the king. After killing the royal and moving the body, the first Sentinel hastily mopped up most of the blood with a curtain. He then edited the recording of the king reading the speech segment he had written so that it said, "We are finished, do not disturb me until I tell you I am ready." Okay, yes, so we could have read that paper and kind of found the words there, but I don't think we needed to get into that much detail. On hearing this over the speaker system, the usher escorted the killer out without suspecting anything. Yes. So immediately, assassination, diplomatic security. This is the logo of the United States of Hesperia, which is apparently supposed to be a turkey, but I'm like, this is just a buff eagle. The Ash Intelligence Agency, the Classified, Office of Research and Reports, monitoring Lemurian technological progress, confidential background. Around 800 BC, Hydgarian Triple Ozol ordered the burning down of universities and libraries throughout Lemuria. His goal was to restrain technological advancement, which had spiraled out of control with redacted. At the same time, the Lemurian Empire, various territories, united under the current flag. To reflect this, they also adopted the following national motto: "After the Inferno, only one shall rise, bearing the mark of the universe." Because of the information lost during this period, the modern population is largely ignorant of this history. Many believe the motto to be an ancient spiritual prophecy. Yes, because again, there was this whole Lemuria was advanced and then it fell and then they went back to being not so advanced. So it's kind of hidden from us, that information. But yes, there is another case. Eternity's End. A spiritual leader meets an unexpected fate. So we have some village, bunch of people here, but there's quite a few things that are locked for us to then unlock and do. So this might be longer, right? That first one was just a warm-up. I felt sick after dinner last night, but it passed quickly. At first, I assumed it must be food poisoning. Then, after I began vomiting foam, I thought maybe the virus had returned. Now, though, I finally understand. My body knew something was wrong with the first Sentinel Nagasai. He's got some scroll. As first Sentinel Nagasai, scribe of 28 years, I fell in my duty to document this morning tragic events. By the time I awoke, Kwanzaa was already lying at the table. When I came outside, I saw her knock for first Sentinel Nagasai, but no one answered, so she let herself into his quarters. A few months later, she emerged and told us all the terrible news. He too had fallen ill, but he had died in his sleep. Ori and Koi have now been allowed to see their father, while the rest of us wait outside. Gresto. Okay. So is your name Gresto then? Since you've signed it and you have this. So a sentinel has died. May have been poisoning. The same thing happened to me. I threw up all foamy after dinner, but soon I was fine again. I wonder why only two of us seem to have been affected. Perhaps we have unknowingly reached a higher level of empathy than the others, which allowed us to feel the first sentinel's energy moving through us in his final moments. No, I think you were just all poisoned. You shouldn't feel sick or sad for that matter. You should feel nothing in particular, for he is not gone. His consciousness has simply been redistributed. Now, come on, I've already laid the table. Let's eat breakfast. We don't want last night's leftovers going to waste. Okay, so she might be the person mentioned here, Kwanzaa, laying the table. Like her job is to deal with meals and stuff like that. So are you Kwanzaa? Is there a mention of this other person? No, really, we'll have to figure out who this is. We've got a rope, that there may have been an animal tied here. A book, newcomer's handbook. Okay, seats at the table. Okay, we're gonna be assigning that. Gardening duties, evening. During the evening you may rest, okay? Cooking duties, morning. Serve everyone their own leftovers from the previous evening's meal. What if you ate everything? You get nothing for breakfast? Afternoon, during the afternoon fast, you may take time off to meditate or study. Evening, cook, bless, and serve a hearty and simple meal of spiced rice. When setting the table, remember, the longer a dedicant has been there, the closer to the first sentinel's end of the table they have the honor of sitting. So yes, first sentinel, first, second, third. Okay, this seems to align with the way the historian Tessa Navari in the main game, she was running her little cult, right? Like the longer you follow me, the more enlightened you are. So this might be where she kind of got those teachings. Mint, jasmine, and a chili plant. Well, none of them seem particularly poisonous. But yes, there is like animal prints and then footprints, so someone took the animal from here. So yeah, we'll have to assign who sits where based on, you know, where the sentinel sits and who's been here the longest. Okay, well, lots of words for the various things. You have chili powder, coriander seeds. Those are huge. Coriander seeds are not this big. Cumin seeds, mustard seeds, mint, and jasmine. Make your rice twice as nice. Wild mix, mint leaves, mustard seeds whole, coriander seeds whole. Fresh mix, mint leaves, chili powder, mustard seeds ground. Mild mix, jasmine leaves, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, and earth mix, jasmine leaves, chili powder, cumin seeds. Okay. And then some are whole, some are ground. But then, yes, the plates go look, they look depending on what the things are, but that's not what they're asking for. Yeah, the longer the guy has been here, the closer to the first sentinel end of the table they have the honor of sitting. But it's like, yeah, where was the first sentinel sitting? That's him dead, I assume. Well, we have this obelisk. Waterfall proclamations, December 4th, 1912. First Sentinels might not accept donations, they must do away with material goods and wealth. When a first Sentinel dies, his eldest son succeeds him. If the first Sentinel has no sons, there can be no new first Sentinel until another is chosen by the universe to fulfill the ancient prophecy. Okay, how does the universe choose? In case of wins, there can be 2 first Sentinels. Interesting. Sin is no longer to be met with punishment, but compassion. In 1940, the first true first Sentinel Nagasai, will live forever. Where clearly he didn't. So we have this house. Okay, this is like bath. There is antiemetics, avoid alcohol during usage period. Okay, then we have been taking some drugs that reacted with something. Homeopathic solution 104, Moondrift, prescribed by Valo Chris. Calm and restore moisturizers, clear jojoba oil, jasmine petal paste, mouthwash, toothbrush, and yeah, razor. We've got some sort of, duties. I was like, it's a vent? No, it's duties. Dead against Nosy, Raffaelli, and Tranta. Excellent work lately. The universe will surely reward you. Of course, I expect the same output from you as from any other dedicant. Raise your standards. Yes, okay, so this will be where we get people's last names based on like how the initials are working. But we have cooking, cleaning, gardening, overnight watch, washing, water collection. On Friday, everyone gets a day of rest, but that means no one's cooking, so no food. And here he is. Yeah, he dead, and he's not breathing. So this is the first Sentinel Nagasai. I assume he has a first name of some sort. And then we have this person here, some sort of medic. From what everyone here has told me, it sounds like the virus you all had a couple weeks ago is going around again. Surprising though, I'd have expected you all to be immune from getting it the second time. It's also strange that Mr. Nagasai succumbed to the virus while the 2 others who caught it seem to have shaken it off. We'll need a full autopsy to get to the bottom of this. I mean, it's not always that strange, right? If he was older than them, obviously diseases will affect you more. I have some notes. Patient history, Pravi Nagasai. Okay, yes, so his name was Pravi. Known conditions, suffered severe burns as a young man, otherwise remarkably fit and healthy for his age. Has he been idling himself to be younger? Again, people always on this nonsense. Ongoing recommendations. Cover and burn areas from direct sunlight, moisturize burn areas each night before bed. Copy of notes from previous appointment, November 10, 1940. Okay, so symptoms was foamy vomit, which is why they're saying, oh, it was the virus again. Diagnosis, DV virus, and prescription was antiemetics, fluids, and the rest. So that's why that thing is in the cupboard. All followers also infected. Some insist on taking Quack's medicine. Yes, so that's the homeopathic stuff. Do we need to name? Yes, we need to name this medic, which is gonna be the person that prescribed this, right? Dr. Jolene Prenzi, that's her name. Jolene Prenzi. And then we have the other people here. There's a bowl, bucket filled with vomit, foamy. Equipment must be washed in pure alcohol between tests to remove all contaminants. Yes, so she's got like doctor's stuff. There's this billboard of like, oh yes, he was in a burning building, but the waterfall diverted to help him, and now he's immortal. Is that his story? How is it even possible after the waterfall's proclamation just the other day? Oh, how will we go on without him? So that's the 2 children. Don't you see? It's all I've been telling everyone for over a year now. Our father never truly understood the waterfall's proclamations. Clearly, it's his spirit that will survive eternally. Now, take this and pass it around outside once you're done. And so he's got some note. Vote. Should there be an autopsy? Yes, no. He votes no. Okay, so that's how we will know which of the children they are, because it's an Orion Koi. Orion Koi are all going to see his father, and I was like, okay, how do we tell? But he's made this note, and he just voted no suspiciously. So this one is going to be Ori, and I'm like, how do I even tell? One of them has a very large nose, and they love the large nose. I assume Nagasai as well, and then Koi. Nagasai, the other one. We also have this cabinet with a notebook. Friday, today is my son's 25th birthday, making them the same age as I was when I fulfilled the ancient prophecy and took on this mantle. Kwanzaa is correct that our boys are not worthy of their destinies. I must admit, I am too. Her intuition has developed impressively since she first arrived here, days before the second proclamation. She has become a fine mother. Everything is clear now. The waterfall agrees, and the universe has provided a solution that does not contradict any past proclamations. I will reveal the message this evening. Sunday, first thing this morning before anyone else was awake, I found our stupid goat escaped again. Must have chewed through his robe last night while we were all asleep. And he was definitely there when everyone went to bed yesterday. Okay. So he was like, oh, the suns aren't really good enough, and the universe provided a solution, which I assume means that he was not going to let his sons be the next Sentinels, and therefore they were like, well, we'll see about that, because if you die before you tell anyone, then we get to be the Sentinels, right? So that's suspicious. And there's this guy. Absolutely not. No man of his position should ever be made to suffer such an indignity in life or in death. Okay, they're saying no to the autopsy, and he's got the memory symbol on his head, but he might be like the local medicine doctor, homeopathy. Yes, patient history, Pravi Nagasai, no condition, blessed with mark of universe, age 25, destined to live forever, ongoing recommendations, get plenty of sun on face, a sign of respect for the fire that marked you, embrace rather than treat the marks with which you have been blessed. Yes, so he's like basically everything opposite. And yes, his note about this is symptoms from vomit, diagnosis, solar plexus chakra blockages. Yes, homeopathic solution 104, and all four is also affected. Some are so arrogant as to favor Western medicines. Okay, so he's gonna be the doctor that prescribed the homeopathic solution, Ralo Krish. I'm surprised that he would like even have prescribed by, but sure, we need this information. So he is Ralo Krish. And then the rest of them, I think we can work it out through this chores chart, assuming I gave them the right names to begin with. So we have Gresto, and for Gresto we have GN around here. So for GN we have, well, it's not gonna be Nagasai, right? Because that's the first Sentinel, but we have Nozi. Then Kwanzaa, we have QR. So we have Rafeli. And then we have Kwanzaa, that's Koi. This is Pravi, I assume. That's Ori. We have 80. 80 is not at all mentioned yet, so it's Anya Shranta. Yep. There we go. That's all the names done. Then seats. This is not all of the clues yet. I am still missing some words and some spots. Okay, he's got more. Oh, yes, he's got the Lemurian homeopathy. Like cures like. Yes, symptom, haze fever, alternative causes symptom, onion. So cure with onion. Insomnia, caused by, too much caffeine. Have more coffee. I'm sure that's going to help. If a certain substance normally causes a particular symptom, a homeopathic remedy made from that substance will cure the illness that produces that same symptom. Yeah, sure. Extreme dilution, yeah, you add it and then you add water until it's just water, but it has memory of the thing. Yes, homeopathic remedies are made by repeatedly diluting the active ingredient until not a single speck remains, just water. Yes, so it's just water. How does it heal you? Just by hydrating yourself. Well. But that's still not all. There's still 5 more spots somewhere. So is there a whole... there's this lake in the background. Oh, the goat's dead. By the pond, and someone has like shaved the belly of the goat. Why you shave the goat? And the goat is also vomiting foam. The fish are vomiting foam. There's some gloves. Yeah, we've got things. Method continued. 5 start time and observe effect. 6 after test clean equipment and water. Yes, and that's then caused all of the fish to die. Results only took 7 minutes to reach stage 1 and another 15 for the full effect. Conclusion: the method works. Ready to proceed. Yeah, someone was here to do poison. An unopened bottle of gin, face cream, skincare, money. Like someone's here, like hiding in this village maybe, but they really like, yes, have this like hidden stuff in here, and they're doing something for a reason. Like they're like those plants are cut down and the seeds are left here. They're pretending to be a part of this village, but really they're plotting against them because there was something about a newcomer, right? So we have the seeds, and we have the Sentinel. Okay, so the Sentinel, so Pravi Nagasai died of something because someone put something in the something. I assume, yes, someone put something in the food. So 3 people were sick. There are no 3 people eating the same exact food, but I assume some of this has repeating ingredients. Because 3 people got sick, it's going to be a combination of it was in 2 of the dishes that are paired and then in 1 of those individual dishes, right? So we just have to figure out the common ingredients between the different mixes and therefore where the poison would have been put in. Okay, so actually all of the ingredients here are used in 3 of the dishes on the table because, like, you know, some of them are double of the dishes, some of them are 1. So it's done so that there isn't a single distinct ingredient that is used 3 times and then the others are used a different number, which means that way we won't be able to solve it because, yes, there is always exactly 3 dishes with each ingredient. There is a difference between whether things were ground or whole, but only 2 dishes use ground ingredients, the fresh mix and the mild mix, which of each of those is 1 plate, which means that's not enough, right? It wasn't done through like putting the poison in the pestle and mortar, and that's why the thing spread, right? So I think the important part will be figuring out where the first Sentinel was sat, and then through that, you know, we will know what they ate and then what ingredients were shared with another dish. And so how do we work that? How do we work out where he was sitting? So we know someone was a newcomer, right? That we're learning about all of this, and the newcomer is the most suspicious for having a secret hidden base in the woods where they're doing experiment and have things hidden, right? And like riches and whatever. Because obviously this place here seems to be like abandoned riches. You don't need them, but they're hiding like, you know, expensive jewelry, rings, money, you know, skincare, all that stuff. Why they want to come here and poison the people? I'm not sure. So from this, Kwanzaa looks like she's been here for a long time because she is the mother of the boys, right? So they're already 25, so she must have been here for 26 years or more. So she's not the newcomer, right? She's together with the Sentinel and they have children together. So the current date, yes, appears to be around 1940, right? Because that's when the disease has happened. So this is all of the dates are all there, and then it's like, oh, he will live forever. But that means if he is here and then like he's got a wife or some sort of partner that obviously they have children that are 25, so likely she is sitting next to him, right? Because obviously she's been here a long time. And then maybe their children, if they're here for a long time, and then they have like dedicants, so there might be like they join the place later on. Okay, but here's the first Sentinel, scribe of 28 years, so he will come before the children. Not sure if he came before the wife, and therefore maybe she's the newcomer then that's learning about things, right? Because she's like the one person that's not have any indication that she's been here a long time, and we need one person to be the newcomer that's learning a thing. But then, yes, what tells us where the first Sentinel is sitting? There's one plate at the end, both ends, and then there is staggered 2 plates, then 2 plates together, and then 1 plate. This feels like the sons, like it says they're 25, right? So they are twins. My son's 25th birthday, which means they would have to sit, you know, at the same distance away from the Sentinel, right? So that's why they would be sitting opposite each other, because that gives them the equal distance. And if we're saying it was the Sentinel, and then it's the scribe or the wife are here, right? One is of 20, the scribe has been 28 years, the wife has to be here at least 26 years because the children are 25. Then's the children 25, and this is the newcomer. So therefore, the Sentinel, he had the wild mix. So mint leaves, mustard, and coriander. So that crosses over with the fresh mix, both on the mint leaves and the mustard seeds. And then coriander seeds with the mild mix. So if the wild mix is poison, that would point, he sits here, and then the scribe was sick, so he sits here, so I guess the wife's been here longer, because Kwanzaa, the wife, she wasn't sick. Only the two of them were sick. So this is her stuff, this is the scribe stuff. And then the newcomer's sick, like she's the newcomer. So whatever was in the wild mix and in the mild mix has poisoned them, which the wild mix, it shares the mint leaves and the mustard seeds with the fresh mix, but then it has coriander seeds, which it shares with the mild mix, right? So there is something wrong with the coriander seeds. But yes, first, so he's sitting here, then it's the, like, it's hard to say from the pictures of them who's who. Like, we have Gresto, the scribe. He's been here, so he's here. Then Kwanzaa, the wife here. The newcomer here. And then the children sit here. Okay, so that's 2 or fewer incorrect, which, I mean, would imply 2 people have to swap places. Is the scribe and the wife incorrect? Yeah, okay. So he's been here longer than her. That brings us the kitchen. Okay. So now we need to figure out which food was causing people to get sick and which didn't. Now, based on this, like, obviously he got sick, she got sick, and he got sick. What is weird about it is that those two eating the same things, but she mentions nothing about being sick. And, you know, it only says 2 others were sick, right? It doesn't mention more people got sick from it. So how it, because this implies 4 of the dishes would have been bad, but only 3 people get sick. So what's going on with that? Unless we're saying, like, some of the food was bad and caused them to get ill, but then he died of something else on top of it. Like, he got poisoned, and related to that, the other people got food poisoning from the food that he didn't eat. Like, I'm not sure, because if I were to say that his stuff was poisoned, that has mint leaves and coriander seeds and mustard seeds, it shares 2 ingredients with the fresh mix, which he got sick from, and it also shares the coriander seeds with the mild mix, which she got sick from. But then why is she not sick, right? If we would have to basically say that if this is poisoned, then some of those 2, like, it would be all of those 3 things were poisoned and only the earth mix was fine. But that would mean, like, something that, like, they all 3, they don't share. Like, there is no crossover between the mild mix and the fresh mix here, right? The only thing would be, like, not even the fact that things are ground or whole, because they differ between the 3 recipes. So it would have to be like, the knife was contaminated, which gives us 2 or fewer are incorrect. Okay, interesting. Was the knife contaminated? But then if the knife was contaminated, then surely everything would be bad. So yes, if we were to say, like, this wild mix wasn't bad, right? Because she did not get sick. So it was fine. Then only those 2 dishes are contaminated, and they don't actually share any ingredients. The only property they share is that there were ground things in the mixes, and therefore this mortar and pestle are contaminated because that's what you use to grind things. Okay, that's a bit confusing, because obviously we were going this whole, he got food poisoning, but then, yes, it was like, it doesn't make sense. So yes, he got poisoned separately from the food poisoning, I guess. Something about the goat. The goat died because someone poisoned it, right? Now I'm like, why? Why is the goat shaved? Is someone giving himself a fake beard, fake something? No, they're all pretty shaven here though. So that does not seem to be the case. But yes, the goat died because someone did something into through, ground, sprinkle, reject, embrace, live. So it's either through or ground, maybe washed or poured. What I'm thinking with washed is that, the goat somehow go here, drink from this lake that's contaminated because the fish are also dead. And then the fish are dying from it too. So the goat just drinks. So someone did something poured or washed something in this lake and now all the animals are dead. Someone poured something. So yeah, there's the medicines and other stuff like that. Well, I mean, the homeopathic medicine is just water, right? Moondrift. Oh, the moondrift, this picture here, right? It matches this stuff here that I was saying, oh yeah, the leaves have been removed and then they could have been mixed into the food without anyone seeing. So did the doctor maybe use the mortar and pestle to prepare the homeopathic medicine from the moondrift, and obviously the medicine itself wouldn't be poisoned because it's just water after dilution, but it would have left traces into there because someone poured, because someone something into a something. Maybe someone ground the moondrift into a paste using the mortar and pestle and then put it on the someone's something. What were they doing with this goat? And what we're saying is they just put it on the goat, right? Why would they put it on the goat? Put it on the goat's belly? Apparently they did. Why were they trying to do that? I'm not sure why. We know they were using the moondrift to make their homeopathic medicine, but then why put it on the goat? What were they trying to do to the goat? So then the Pravi Nagasai died of moondrift poisoning because someone put moondrift paste in the food. Someone put moondrift leaves in the food. Oh no, someone put goat hair in the food. But that's the weird thing, right? Because his food wasn't contaminated from the mortar and pestle. The other two people's were contaminated through that, but he wasn't. Did they put it into his, something he was using? Because I think this doctor guy, he was upset at people using the Western medicine, right? And I don't know whether he was following the Western medicine or not. But yeah, she was telling him, cover the burn and moisturize the burn. And there was a moisturizer here. So did someone put the moondrift paste into the moisturizer? Okay, so the doctor was upset, the homeopathic doctor was upset that the guy was using Western medicine. Okay, on Saturday, yes, that's to do with the diary, right? On Saturday, he announced something about, the universe as agreeing a solution, I assume the fact that his sons are not worthy. So Pravi Nagasai announced that he would live forever. Right, he was like, oh yeah, because this is recent, it's 1940 now, because though the things she has about the sickness, it's from the November 1940, that was when they were first sick. So him saying he will live forever November 24, that makes sense, right? It happened soon after. So he announced that he would live forever. Later on, while on something duty, someone took something or something. After it was done, someone did something, but not with something. Therefore, when the something was used to prepare Sunday's dinner, it made people sick. So where this is the mortar and pestle was used to prepare Sunday's dinner to make people sick. That night, okay, so this is the Pravi Nagasai used the moisturizer. Leading to his death. So we know the goat disappears where they're all sleeping, right? Because that's what it says in the journal. So after he announces this whole, I'm gonna live forever so my sons don't take over, he sees the goats gone, right? So overnight, because the goat was there before they went to bed, overnight someone takes the goat and does whatever happens there. So I assume it was on overnight duty, overnight watch. Who was on overnight watch on Saturday? KN. So Koi. Koi was on overnight duty. So Koi, Nagasai, Tuka, although it says A something, like I would expect the goat would be the goat maybe, but maybe. So he took a goat to the pond for a test. So he was testing the plan on the goat. After it was done, Koi, Nagasai, he washed something in the pond. Because I'm like, the fish are dead in the pond, so I'm thinking like, that's how he poisoned the fish. Because there was something about like, equipment must be washed in pure alcohol before test removal contaminated. So, he didn't use alcohol and therefore things were contaminated. Washed the mortar and pestle in the pond, but not with alcohol. Yeah, okay. So he killed him because he was like, oh yeah, he's planning to live forever, never let us take over. So we're gonna see about that. Yes, 2 weeks before the first Sentinel's death, Randall Krish had prescribed a homeopathic Mundred solution to treat the DP virus and its main symptoms, foamy vomit. Koi theorized that, according to the key principle of homeopathy, the Mundred flower should therefore cause foamy vomit. Yes, because if you're fixing it with the homeopathy, that means that's the original source of it. He wondered if it could be used as a topical poison to kill his father without arousing suspicions and set about his test. Yes, and that's what killed the goat, and that's what killed the fish. We get some radio. You're listening to MU Today with me, Girai Poma. Our top story this morning. The king has announced plans to step down from royal duties following the mounting pressure from the clergy and public. In a statement, Tikor Palace and King Orant would relinquish power to his son Prince Lutri at an official ceremony on Wednesday. The announcement follows days of unrest in which crowds have taken the streets to protest the king's recent Solstice speech, which centered around plans to westernize Lemuria. Except he was already dead, right? And this is they're all just covering it up here and just being like, yeah, he's just stepping down and the son's taking over, but really he's dead. Okay. Well, that's a couple of the cases solved, and that will be enough for this one. We'll see next time where this story leads, right? Because if this, again, one case was happening in the royal palace, one is happening in some small village of followers of some specific, like, spiritual leader, but in both cases, the leader is assassinated, so we'll see how that comes together. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this one, and thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.